Thank you, Christophe. Good morning, everybody. As Christophe said, today I'm glad to share with you and to make you the demonstration of our solution. Of course, the solution was by collaborating with the community and trying to make it better. Nevertheless, it's not, let's say, final. We always manage to work together and make it better through the times. So today we are going to talk about some few points. What we will learn is basically the compliance document, how the policy rule committee, the PRC, defines the rules of the Gaia-X ecosystem. Then the participant identity, what it means actually to be recognized as a Gaia-X participant compliant. And just the third point will be trust credentials. We will see 3 VCs actually required to get the compliance with Gaia-X, especially for the participants, and decentralized identity. We are going to talk about different terminology like the DIDs, the certificate X509, and the trust service providers. At the very end, we will share with you a hand-on the wizard, how to generate a participant credential step by step, and try to make it as simple as possible. The main goal of this presentation is everyone will be ready to onboard on the Gaia-X participant. So, who defines the rules? Actually, the PRC, the Policy Rules Committee. It's the governing authority for the compliance. The policy, the PRC is the official Gaia-X body that defines that compliance means across the ecosystem. It publishes the building compliance document. The current version is the 2.5.0. And you will find, of course, this presentation will be shared with you later, so you will find all the references, all the links that you will need, maybe. So that's for the first point. The second point is what Gaia-X participant compliance actually means. So the foundational identity in Gaia-X ecosystem, as a participant, so a Gaia-X participant is a legal or natural person formally recognized within the ecosystem of Gaia-X. So the participant can take on multiple roles, actually a consumer, provider, federator, operator, and so on. To be recognized, a participant must obtain a Gaia-X compliance credentials. So to obtain that, you will only need 3 credentials, 3 VCs, to get 1 compliance credential. So the first one will be the legal person, VC. It describes the organization. You will find within it the legal name, the headquarters, and the addresses, built on the Gaia-X legal person ontology. So basically, that's the first. The second one will be the legal registration number, LRN, that proves the organization legal existing. So basically, to get that, you will need to call our notary, and by providing the VAT ID, the lay code, or the AORI. And the third VC will be the terms and conditions. The organization commit to keeping its credentials current and to be integrity of its claims. So basically, we will need those 3 VCs to be resolvable. Different endpoints, or we will go through that a little bit further in the presentation. So the 3 VCs are submitted together to 1 clearinghouse, which issues the participant compliance credential at the end. So yeah. For our next point, how trust anchored end-to-end is actually working. So the LRN VC cannot be self-signed. So it must be issued by a trusted registration registration number notary, as I said earlier. So the registration number notary validates the registration number against official registries by providing the AORI, the VAT ID, or the lay code. The resulting will be a VC is then accepted and validated by the different clearing houses. The clearinghouse only accepts credential anchored to the trust service provider. So basically, that's the main point. So this chain is what makes Gaia-X trustworthy across the ecosystem, the entire ecosystem. So what is actually a DID? We talked about a DID. I believe most of you already know what it is, but it doesn't hurt to remind maybe some people that don't exactly know what it is. So a DID and why you need one, it's your self-controlled identity in Gaia-X, basically. A DID means decentralized identifier. It is a global and unique self-controlled identity. Basically, it's who you are. Not tied to any central authority, you own it, it's your DID. So in Gaia-X, your DID document contains the cryptographic proof under which your VCs are issued and signed. So it will contain your basically your public keys and certificate later. But so all that is within the W3C standard. You will find the link also to the different terminologies. So now the DID and the X509 certificate. So anchoring your DID to a recognized trust service provider. So your DID document must reference an certificate which contains your public key. So the certificate is a digital certificate issued by a trusted certificate authority, a CA, that binds a public key to an identity. The same technology used by HTTPS, for example. So in Gaia-X, the certificate must come from a trust service provider, recognized by the PRC, of course, EVSSL, ADAS. So this certificate is what gives you your DID, and every VC you sign, it's trustworthy actually in the eyes of the clearing houses. That's why we need those two documents. So just a quick, let's say, summarizing. First of all, we will need our VCs. So the VCs will verify the DID documents. The DID will refer to a certificate. The certificate will be issued by a certification authority. So the certification authority will provide us with the certificate. And at the very end, we will have the Gaia-X digital clearing houses that verifies the certification authority and will deliver and requires the different VCs that we have. So just to summarize what we actually said earlier. So right now, if you have all those small information, let's say, about you, who you are, your identity is saved in the DIDs and the certificate, everything is in place to run our wizard. So you have your private key, you need to have your DID as we explained, your certificate, and your legal registration number. So right now, once you have those three, let's say, VCs and informations, we will, I'm just gonna share with you. It's not shared. So, do I need to, there it is, thank you. So yeah, so the wizard will look a little bit like this. First of all, there is a small disclaimer to say that so the presser is currently without any form of warranty or just to explain how things basically works. The first page will summarize what I just explained in the presentation. You will need basically the GID, the certificate. Also, we provide some external tools made by one of the team, Pierre. Thanks to him. How to create your GID document and store it so you can use it for the wizard. And the wizard will create for you and the three VCs actually, so the legal person, the legal registration number, and the Gaia-X terms and conditions. Sign them with your private key that you will provide. Just, I wanted also to let you know that all your information, your private key, your secrets, nothing is stored, not even in your own browser. We use all in the just to sign and erase everything in the same step. So let's get started. So for the beginning, you just need to fill your legal name of organization, your ERI, VAT ID, or lay code as we explained. So for this case, I will use the Gaia-X ones. So yeah, this is the LRN verification. So even you have two options. The first one is you have your own VAT ID that needs to be resolvable. So in this case, you will find it in OneNown and vatid.gzone, for example. Or in the case of you don't have your own, you can generate it, and it will be resolvable in our wizard. So you have two options for that. Right here, it's mandatory to choose the country, organization headquarters, and the legal address also. And for the next step, right here, it will call the notary to retrieve your VAT ID information, your legal registration number. We will have a terms and conditions that we need to fill in, of course, to agree with the terms and conditions. And right here, you will need to provide your DID that we talked about earlier. It needs to be resolvable. All right. If not, you can also, as we said, use the Pierre tool to create your own DID and to make it resolvable. So yeah. Right here, you have always the two options that we explained. Either you will provide your own information, your unique identifier, your terms and conditions, and your VC ID, or if you don't have those information, you will be able to generate them and they will be stored in the wizard. So we will maybe use our own right now. Oops. The next step will be to provide your own key. Your own private key. It will be used to sign and to prove your identity, actually. So no one sees our private key. There you go. Yeah, once we added the private key, here the step will summarize, let's say, the two VCs that we created. So the first one will be the legal person, and the second one will be the issuer. So we can visualize them, we can, before the signature, of course, so see what's the actual informations. Once it's signed, we will have this small information that says that it's signed. We will be able to download the different credentials and to view, this time we will find the signed with our private key, the signed credential GWT, and also the decoded one, of course. So, right now we have two VCs from three. The next one will be the VAT ID, the legal registration number, actually. So also this one is, we got that from the notary. So once we have the three right now, we just need to call the compliance, the different clearing houses, one of the different clearing houses. It will take some time, of course, because you need to verify all the information. And yeah, as you can see, we have a summarize here of the three VCs that we sent to the clearing house. They are encrypted, of course, with GWT, and as a result, we will have our actual VC of the credential. So the participant credential that we get from the clearing houses. So basically, that's what you will be using afterward once you finish all the process. You can copy it, even the signed payload or the decoded one, and at the end you can download all these VCs that you generated for your personal uses. So once you download it, you will get different documents with each one of the different VCs. So that's, let's say, the main process. What we have also is, let's say, I won't make the demonstration because it's basically the same, but a non-production mode that, for example, developer can use to try it out, or for non-production use, because you won't be able to provide your private key, your DID, etc. All that will be managed by Gaia-X. It will be signed from our side, and at the end you will just you will need to provide, for example, your VAT ID, etc. But at the end you will just get a VC, but signed with our private key, so it won't be really useful in production case. You also can find a different useful links, like, for example, get the registration number or the GID web generator again from here, etc. I let you the liberty to use the tool to try to make it your own. Also, as you know, it's open source, so yeah. All right. That was all for the presentation. Right here you will find all the different interesting links that even for the live wizard, the PRC, etc. And right here, of course, you have the QR code that you can get access to the tool. Thanks, everyone, for your attention, and it's up to you if you have any question or, yeah, we're just here for some minutes now, I believe.
Yeah, we have sufficient time. Thanks a lot for the presentation. So what you see, literally you see, if you have all the necessary steps prepared before, like getting the EVSSL certificate, which for some organizations can take some time, but this has nothing to do with the wizard, then it's really quite fast. Are there any questions? We have sufficient time for some, if you want to ask some. Yeah, please. Okay. Maybe I'll fetch a microphone to the demo.
I can talk enough. Just the question is,
yeah,
I see you have to upload the private key. It's not how we can say to put the private key in our web. I know that is your web to trust yourself, but you know what I mean?
We have an answer. Yeah, just for the other ones, the question was, it seems that we have, or that one has to upload the private key, and of course that is not security best practice. And the question was, what's our thinking on that?
Yeah, so basically the private key is not saved or stored anywhere.
It's also not uploaded.
Yeah, it's not uploaded actually.
Yeah, it does not leave the computer.
You upload. If someone changes your code, you know, the world will go.
Yeah, of course, but basically the code is open source. Everyone can check that to get to have your answer to this question. You can see that the private key will only be used to sign your VCs, and it will not even be saved in your own browser, actually.
Is someone update your system? You know what I mean?
Yeah, the question is that there are, of course, a lot of attack vectors possible, which are not all covered by the tool. Absolutely fair remark. We had a lot of discussions at all levels of Gaia-X, at the board level, at the TC, the architecture working group, in the open source community. We all raised the same objections. We provide the wizard, but you have to download the tool, run it in an isolated way, whatever you do, a security enclave, trusted environment, do that on your own because we don't want to take that responsibility. The 99.5% answer was, yeah, but we need it. Can't you do it? We all know that, but we trust you, honestly. So yes, fully agree. The correct thing would be to download the code, check the code, and then, or do it yourself, maybe. You can do it yourself. The API is all public, so there is nothing you can type to chase. So that's really not the problem. The question for what the tool solves is 6 steps to get a participant credential. And I think that's formidably solved. We are happy to receive, or actually Ryan and the team is happy to receive comments and improvements, either directly as a GitLab issue, or we discuss that in the open source community Slack. Yeah. So we recognize your concerns, absolutely, but the overwhelming ask of the community was, yeah, but it would be cool to have it. Yeah. Okay.
And just to add some small thing, the private key will not even be processed through the network. It won't even go to, let's say, the backend. It will stay on the front end, on the browser, will not be saved. And that's a lot of, let's say, work we did to manage that, to try to achieve that. Because it's a really important part.
Yeah, we changed the library actually for doing that, because the Tagus wizard was not built in that way. Yeah.
So, yeah. Any other questions? Okay.
Perfect. Then thanks a lot also for the security remarks.